From my own personal experience, given the opportunity to do good, most people will do just that. They will do good.
For us, often people who genuinely have a real deep understanding of issues and problems are often best placed to author solutions, and that's why we back people like Bilal and the Noor Initiative. Maybe 50% of our students come from the communities they seek to serve. Now, in some people's eyes, that can be difficult and problematic. But if you're engaged in social change, actually people who understand the issues and the problems are often best placed to author solutions that are appropriate and popular and fit for purpose and built to last. And I think Bilal fits into that category, really. He really understands the cycles that people can get involved in and really can help share some of the ideas of maybe how he got onto a difficult or troublesome past and how he maybe has rethought where he wants to go in the future and can inspire and work with others to help them make positive choices, to help get their lives back on track. School for Social Entrepreneurs was set up by a chap called Michael Young, who was a serial social entrepreneur who set up everything from Which magazines to the Consumers Association to the Open University, Education Extra. So a whole load of social purpose organisations which have really led to great changes in British life and around the world in today's society. And Michael, as a serial social entrepreneur, felt very much that you couldn't teach social entrepreneurship, but you could learn it by doing. So he set up the School for Social Entrepreneurs as an action learning institution where passionate people who had a great idea for social change would come and spend a year on programme with a whole lot of other students, so 20 in a cohort, trying to make their idea come to life. And that's what we do here. So everything from fair trade initiatives to projects that are around gang violence or reoffending. And that's how we came across the Noor Initiative and Bilal.
What we do is we take hard-to-reach groups and young adults that are furthest from the labour market, and we give them opportunities really to be able to access full-time university education with scholarships that are paid for by the corporate organisations that support the Noor Initiative. PwC, the Open Book Project, the Longford Trust and Sainsbury's Family, and lots of different organisations that actually come together and they facilitate scholarships for young individuals to be actually involved in the Noor Initiative. The separate ways, early intervention, and usually you would find that I deliver those with youth offender teams, pupil referral units, in some cases housing associations, and then I kind of get an idea of whether or not this person really wants to change the trajectory of their life, because some individuals and young adults that we come into contact with are there not through choice, they're there because they're actually on orders. But when I begin to engage with them, I tend to find that a lot of them really want to then really look at education as something plausible. So we transfer them in-house to the Youth Inclusion and Development Programme, and essentially that's the media company and the education hub. So we get guys involved in media, involved in film, and this is really where you begin to see the cycle of change really begin to happen, because when they're in a creative environment, behind a camera or in front of a camera, you begin to see lots of different dimensions of the character of the individual come to the surface. You begin to see people who may have been a little bit introverted in some of the creative kind of elements that they had in their makeup become a little bit more open because they're in an environment and a space where they feel that they can do that. The Noor Initiative have links with football organisations for scouting, boxing. I mean, any kind of area where people really feel that they can develop, we can refer them to friends of the Noor Initiative and organisations which can really help facilitate that. So it's not exclusive really to media. Once I've identified the kids who I feel are going to benefit from further work, then what I do is I refer them in-house to the Open Book Programme. And the Open Book Programme are our partners, and what they do is they facilitate university education.
Anybody who's never really thought about university should come to Open Book and see what we do. If you don't want to do a degree, it doesn't matter at Open Book. You can come along to classes. There's a class nearly every day at Open Book. It sounds corny and cliche, but it's like one big happy family.
We've had hundreds of students actually go through and get degrees at foundation, undergraduate, masters and PhD level. Not just at Goldsmiths, but at other universities as well. That's an easy way of measuring our success over the last 10 years. But I think one of the most successful aspects of it is that people keep coming back. So for us, the people that get degrees, they're the bonus, but it's far much more than that.
The tutors are there for you, you know what I mean? It's really nice, people I can talk to, they understand that I come from the non-traditional background, and the people that I've seen here, they're people that have come from similar backgrounds to me, and I see them go on to do degrees and do wonderful things. And you know, that sort of gets a passion inside me.
I got into trouble. I hated everything to do with education and started a philosophy class and a creative writing class. They said there's an open day at Greenwich University. I went down there, saw the head of English, and she said, oh, you know, what have you been doing? So I said, well, I have no qualification. She said, oh, right. So I said, but I've been at the Open Book Project at Goldsmiths for a year. She said, we love open book people. I've just finished a 3-year BA Honours degree in creative writing, and all this because of Open Book, because it opened the world up to me.
The students that have come from the organisation have been spot on as far as I'm concerned, engaging with education for all of the right reasons, making up for lost time, really enthusiastic, really engaging, questioning everything, which makes a perfect student, really.
Well, I've come across 2 or 3 of the Noor Initiative students who've come through. One who's just finished his extended project, which is outstanding. He's just handed it in, and it's by all accounts an astounding piece of work. And for the other students I've come across, I think the Noor Initiative is doing outstanding work.
My name's Mfumu Bopu. I'm 17-year-old. I don't really look 17, but I'm 17-year-old. I live in London. I'm born again Christian now. I've been saved for like 6 months now. I gave my life to Christ. Since I gave my life to Christ, stuff been going well. I met people like Ballard, stuff like that. He's been helping me out. It's just been great. I met him in probation when he came to show one of his projects. He was telling us about his life, and like he drove me to him. When I was speaking to him, he was just telling me how he was. It touched me. After that, he was telling about education, because I struggle with education. I was asking him about questions and that. He said, oh, don't worry about it. It was kind of weird, because I've never met someone like that. He was so calm and gentle with you. And then soon when I started talking to him, he got someone on the phone straight away. I just felt blessed. I felt like I'm speaking to someone that I should be speaking time ago when I needed help. And now I got him, like, he's doing a great thing for my life. He got me through to Goldsmith, start meeting people, got my car straight away so I can start September. It's like the things that he's doing for me is like instant. He don't just say something. He says and he does action straight away. And the way he presents himself is it's unreal. It's like he's real to himself and he's real to other people. He helped me a lot.
I'm a qualified ESOL teacher. I have a diploma in social policy and criminology, and I'm just on the final stages of an honours degree in social sciences. I've trained in counselling, peer mentoring, and various vocational trade-related skills and qualifications. I had a lot of time to look at my own life and the choices I made in my life, and I felt myself, and I saw that a lot of people around me, you know, we're going through these struggles, we're feeling a lot of pain based on some of the choices that I made myself. So I don't have my time again, but I still do have some time left. And I think I learned a lot of, you know, lessons and skills that are very valuable, you know, when I can speak to some of the youth.
The reason why the organisation was created really is because I wanted to alter the common narrative which sees many inner city youth just typically underachieve. I found that a lot of the young communities weren't really engaged with education, and I just thought that, you know, they could liberate themselves from that previous lifestyle choice had they been given the opportunity really to embark on full-time education. So that's why I really decided that I wanted to launch the Noor Initiative, because, you know, in my own journey I found that people were extremely helpful in making sure that they shoehorned me into the positions that were needed for me to, you know, alter my lifestyle choice. And I just really wanted to kind of be part of that process. And as a result of that, what happened is I studied law, and I got a distinction in prison and human rights law. I also studied counselling, started a diploma in journalism as well, which really kind of piqued my interest in media, but I didn't have an opportunity to be able to finish that. So I kind of got a rounded kind of experience of education. And when I got myself into a position where I was in open conditions, I began working for a social and penal reform charity called Unlock. And it was really under the auspices of Unlock really that the Noor Initiative developed, because it gave me an opportunity to be able to see the third sector and have an understanding of where I could actually fit into that. I was involved in the Rehabilitation of Offenders Act and having that amended with Lord Dallachia and Lord McNully. And I also was working amongst a team actually that was, campaigning for those amendments to be made. And more recently they've been successful in that. So that's just been huge really, to think that I was actually part of that. I was also involved in managing to secure appropriate banking for young individuals that had actually been in custody, which again was just a huge project. I myself developed a database and spoke to pretty much every governor that worked in the country within the prison system and kind of got them engaged with it as a program, and they saw the value in it. And as a result of that, HSBC, NatWest, and a few other small building societies now are now beginning to think about serious banking now for people that have convictions. And there's still a long way to go, but I'm very pleased that I'm kind of involved in that. I then, launched the Noor Initiative, and it's been a fantastic journey. People that I've come into contact with have been massively supportive, really kind of engaged with my own journey, and really kind of helped shoehorn me into positions to get a better understanding and develop relationships, tangible relationships that have actually helped the organisation develop and grow. So I've been really grateful. What I would like to see would be us develop a lot more products and services. We've already developed Separate Ways, which is a 6-block program. We've also developed Peace, which is parental efficiency and child engagement, which is helping parents really engage with their youth communities that have come into repeat contact with the criminal justice system. We developed this program initially for Bernardos, who came and asked us if we would do this for them. What I would also like to see is the media arm really develop and have tangible products that are actually being produced. We've recently just launched a new company, which is Nerve Media, and we have 2 programs that are underway. So we're really excited about this new project that we have, and we would really like to see that arm of the organisation develop. We would also like to see our international aims develop. We're currently engaged with some community development programs and youth development programs in Gambia. The Ministry of Sport and Justice and Mayor of KMC has some interest in the Noor Initiative coming out there in the next few months to be involved in some community development programs alongside Middlesex University. So that's really exciting for us, and we would, welcome, any other organisation that feel that they could maybe work in tandem with us.